Minority Leader. Thank you, Mrs. Chair. First off, I'd like to say that we want drug testing because if you are living off of public aid, if you're living off of the government's money, you shouldn't be buying drugs with the government's money.
Yeah.
So that's my first point, is that you should not be buying your drugs with our money. And the random drug testing, like if you're not doing drugs, then maybe you can get off public aid and you can get a job by yourself, and then you can buy your own drugs on your own time with your own money.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Four states.
State your point.
Oh.
Would the senator yield to a question?
He'll know.
No. Okay. There are 4 states who already do this. One is our neighboring state, Missouri. Arizona, Indiana, and Florida already do this. And I don't think that they're in as much debt as we are. So maybe if we did this, maybe our government would be better. Also, Representative Sullivan brought up the point that we want, if we do this, we're going to take away from our children. And I think that we're helping the children by, making sure that there's no drugs in the house. Like, do you really want your kids around drugs? Do we really want our youth around drugs? I don't think so. So, I'd like to yield the rest of my time back to the Minority Leader.
You have 30 seconds, sir.
Never mind.
Thank you, Representative Kinzer. I'd like to yield.
Point of parliamentary procedure.
State your point.
Earlier, the minority leader clearly said he was yielding the rest of his time to the representative, and now he's being able to finish his time. But when he clearly
Point is taken. Minority Leader, unfortunately, you do lose your time, and I'm going to have to go back to the majority on this.
Liberal bias.
we love it.
Liberals.
Mr. Majority.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. By the way, just a point of information, this is the 5-minute round of debate, correct?
Yes, this is the second round of 5, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Prayer to Jesus, really.
Yeah.
Do you listen to Jesus that said, "Blessed are the poor"?
No.
And I believe
That's the Old Testament.
Hey!
and I believe the Pope even endorsed this. Now that I think about it. And buying drugs on their own time. So is the esteemed gentlelady on the other side endorsing the buying of drugs with people, no matter where the money comes from? If she is, I think she needs to watch what she's saying in regards to crime. With that, I yield time to Representative Tuma. No, never mind. I don't yield time to Representative Tuma.
Good, because she wasn't recognized.
Okay, I yield time to Representative Colvin.
Oh, Representative Kolovic, such a fresh breath of air you are.
Thank you, Madam Chair, Mr. Minority Leader. Majority. In my district, the South Side Chicago.
Point of order.
State your point. State your point.
Would the House stay in order?
Point well taken. Please keep decorum. Thank you very much. I don't want to have to ask again. I'm not your mother. I'm your chairwoman.
May I have my time back?
Of course you may.
Back in 2008, when the chosen one was elected, I had numerous constituents come up to me and say, "Representative Kolovic?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "I need some money. Can you give me some money?" I'm like, "Yes, you can." Why? Because the state loves giving you money. Even in our financial crisis, we'll still go into debt just for you. Because that's what we do in this state. And we like to sell things too. I'm like, "Hey, how would you like a job too? You can come work for the government too." So that's what I did. Because why? As a representative, I take care of my constituents. That when they need something, I give it to them with or without the minority's permission, shall I say. And I just want to, with this bill, this is profiling against my poor. My district is not very rich. And so I have to represent them. And I even bought them drugs one day on the taxpayer credit card, with their link credit card, actually. That's how sophisticated these systems now. Because I'm like, you know what? Just use your link card. It'll be just fine.
Can I yield back my time? Can I take back my time?
No, you can't.
Oh, Mr. Majority, you have a handful. Go ahead.
I'd like to actually ask for the time back, but I don't think I can.
You know what? I'll be generous and give you 10 seconds back.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
It's gone now.
I yield time to Representative Boyd.
Representative.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Majority Leader. I'd just like to make a point on something my colleague on the right said, that there are 4 states with this program already in place. I'd like to remind her that we are the legislature as of last February, so in fact there aren't those programs in place. And with that, I yield my time back to the Majority Leader.
Thank you very much. I now yield time to Representative Franklin.
Representative Franklin, so nice to see you, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Majority Leader. First of all, I would just like to point out that I don't know how many of you have been to the chapel in this building, but the only people I ever see in there are lobbyists eating their lunch. So I don't know what chapel the representatives on the other side have been in, but it's not the one in this building. Just as a quick point, I just find it funny that the people on the other side of the aisle are suggesting that we don't want...
Point of order.
State your point,
The
sir.
House needs to stay in order.
I'm gonna start screaming decorum, and you're not gonna like it.
Okay. Can I please have my time back?
Yes, you may, sir.
All right. My point here is I think it's funny how people on the other side of the aisle seem to keep saying that we do not want people spending the state's money on drugs. But what makes more sense? Spending a little bit of the state's money on drugs, or spending a big butt ton of the state's money on testing for drugs, when in states that have this sort of have this sort of program, such as Florida, which has it right now, from the testing that they've done so far, only 2% of the people tested have tested positive for drug use. So does it make more sense to spend a lot of money on testing rather than the small amount of money that might potentially be spent on drug use? And with that, I yield my time back to Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. You have about 15 seconds. I yield time to Representative nothing. Say something.
Representative, you have the floor. 30 seconds.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, thank you, Madam Majority. I think we haven't addressed the real issue here, which clearly is about drugs, but and drug screening. But we have drug programs to help those in need, and I see this as like really dividing us, not really bringing us together, not showing that we're there for each other. We're basically telling that we're not going to be there for another in need. We're basically excluding. We're just saying it's okay to exclude, be prejudiced. I think that class warfare, and I just think that it would be better to bring together, unify, be there for each other, unity, instead of dividing ourselves, which is clearly is going on here. I yield my time back to the Majority.
Majority, your time has expired. Mr. Minority, 5 minutes, make your case.
Thank you, Mrs. Chairwoman.
Madam.
Madam Chairwoman. I'd like to call the question.
No consent.
Question has been called. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of ending debate and going straight into an immediate vote, please signify by raising your right hand.
Are you counting or am I?
Right
It's
hand.
got to be 2/3.
I'm okay